Wanted to make a quick video. I ran out of PlayStation Plus, so I couldn't log into my standard Last of Us factions. Excuse me, Last of Us B-roll. With the menu screen and shit. So this is kind of different. I don't remember even actually playing this game. I think I only had like a little bit of like playtime and then turned it off. From what I heard, is great. Being and taking it that we got like a mainline game that's like critically acclaimed as well. I never played that either. Astrobot. um but yeah, maybe one day I should go play this game as well as the Astrobot. I'll wait till they give it to like PlayStation Plus, but knowing Sony, that shit probably not likely. But it would be dope. But yeah, nonetheless, I wanted to make this video. I take it you clicked on the video. Well, unless you an imbecile, you know what we about to get into. But yeah, first things first. Just impressions overall. Yeah, I'm really digging this trailer, man. Yeah, I like the direct. I like the that he just took it his own direction. From my just visually, it looks like his version of what would be. When I say him, I'm talking about Zach, like his direction. The director attached to this movie. I take it that this is like his version of the Outbreak. It's gonna be through the lens of how he, this guy is probably just a regular grunt or scientist. I want to get into speculations later, because that's what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? I think most people, they like to take little information, when it comes to Marvel or anything Comic-Con. This is what we do. We like to try to dissect it and break it down and where the story might go, just to see, you know what I mean? It's just for fun. I like to be surprised more than anything. If I feel like if you can predict the whole movie, like, well, that's great. But it'll still kind of be like, oh well, I kind of seen that coming. But yeah, just impressions. First things first, like going back to what I was saying, like, yeah, it looks great. The tone, the music synced up with the like the score synced up with the smash cuts with the different scenes. They do a really good job of hiding what's going on in the movie too. Like, it gives you just the perfect glimpse of like, okay, like this is, it feels super claustrophobic. Like, it sets the tone of what we're going to be getting. And if you've seen any of Zach's movie, well, I guess you could say Barbarian, Weapons 2 to that effect, in some effect too. Well, maybe more at a grand scale, it felt more like, well, what Barbarian, I should say, felt more like they delved into that claustrophobic shit, you know what I'm saying? And then without getting into spoilers, like, it takes another direction, like the later half. Weapons was a little more, open and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into spoilers with that either, but it still kind of had a little bit of that claustrophobicness too as well. I know they're totally different movies and shit, but I'm just going off of like his direct, he's more focused on like characters and shit in world building. He does a really good job at that, you know what I'm saying, blending the two. Okay, yeah, so that's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to praise with the no, I think that's pretty much it, because I really want to get into like where I think this is gonna go. Again, just to end that off, yeah, it looks very fucking promising, man. Super excited, super stoked to see this September 18th. Definitely gonna be seeing this in the movie theaters day one. But yeah, okay, so speculation, going back to what I was saying with the whole claustrophobicness and the somber tone that it sets in this trailer. I take it that the guy's origins, we don't know his name. He's just a regular Joe Smo at this point. But I take it, being, if you watch any of Zach's movies, it's like some of the characters, you know what I'm saying, are a little more, they have more to them than meets the eye. You know what I'm saying? Whether in that background and shit, and even in the trailer, like, it's pretty apparent. Like, it's all, I did a really bad thing. I take it from what it sounds like, and in the way how the camera's cut, right? Like, oh, I killed the man. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's a zombie and shit, like, it was completely justified. But to him, he's probably like, fuck. But I think that was like, he tried to blur the lines. That's why I'm saying, like, this trailer was so fucking good, bro, because it's like, it gives you a good impression Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Of when I'm all over the fucking place, but I was getting a lot of 10 Cloverfield Lane with this, as well as the maybe it was just the cabin and the isolated area. I was getting a cross between that and a House of a Thousand Corpse. You know what I'm saying? Because I take it like this movie is gonna be like the like a House of Horrors film. You know what I'm saying? Like it might not be the mansion. They might not be giving us the typical classic mansion. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say typical. I think a lot of people would enjoy that. I would as well, but this is his version. You know what I'm saying? Like some House of Horrors shit. But yeah, I felt like I was getting a lot of that in the trailer. Just first impression. I only saw it once, the trailer. So I'm just gathering, you know, if I'm missing something or somebody want to add on, you can feel free to, like, you know what I'm saying, chime in or have a rebuttal for it or whatever. I leave these up here for open conversation, you know what I'm saying, as well as, you know, I guess entertainment or whatever, just to see, you know, mainly just an open discussion, because I like to hear what other people have to say too. But yeah, going back to what I was saying on what I think his origins is going to be, I think that was like the way that how that camera was shot, synced up with the audio and him saying, oh, I did a really bad thing, I love you, babe, and all this other shit. Like, I think he's like he has to, there's more than meets the eye. I think he's either a little bit in the know, he has to be somewhat in the know, or maybe just left in the dark a little bit. I think he has some Umbrella ties, but not directly. I take it he's probably like a scientist, you know what I'm saying? Shit hits the fan, they probably had him at this remote place, you know what I'm saying, with that, you know, you can see it's the snow, the cabin and shit or whatever they was in. I take it that there's an underground bunker. It's where like he had test subject at, you know what I'm saying, like all that, and then he's found out, he's like, oh fuck, like this place is actually fucked, you know what I'm saying, I've been working here for God knows how long and shit, and they got me doing this or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And then, you know, he releases it, and then holy shit, like, you know, shit hits the fan. But that's, you know, my speculation. He could be Umbrella too, but I hardly doubt it. Take it being that, like, you know, the sheer dread and, you know, him trying to fighting for survival, like, you know, like that we would have got some kind of impressions by that. So I'm gonna stick with the whole, you know what I'm saying, idea that he's a scientist, you know, or else why would he be there, you feel me, unless he stumbled across this, like he is a regular dude and he's like a cop or something, you know what I'm saying, would you know, be Zach's version of a Leon, you know what I'm saying, like his first day rookie or whatever. You see the, you know, like you see the upside down cop car being run over and shit like that, even though I think that's probably something, a whole new character, you know what I'm saying, like a I.E. Sybil or something from Silent Hill and shit, you know, and that's you know, hence how he probably got some of them access to them guns or whatever. I know I'm just rapid firing, you know what I'm saying. One, I'm excited, you know, and two, like I'm as I'm talking, I'm like trying to go back into my, this is not filtered, this is not, you know what I'm saying, edit, like I don't got the beaver, I'm just going off of in my memory bank from what I've seen, you know. So part of me, if I, you know, if I'm missing out shit or it seems kind of disjointed, but I feel like, you know, again, it's just for an open discussion, like it ain't supposed to be this cohesive type of thing. But yeah, I do want to apologize in advance if it just seems like bleeble blabble, you know what I'm saying, and me just jumping from this point to that point, you know. I'm not New Rockstar, you feel me? Watch them if you want a detail oriented play by play, you know what I'm saying, NFL documented style, you know what I'm saying, frame by frame. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, see, now I'm lost. See, I go on these fucking tangents, I'll be losing train of thought. What I was saying, House of Horrors, the nigga probably a scientist. Yeah, I think that's a huge possibility, which makes me excited, because that leads to, like, okay, like I like the whole, like, okay, this thing is bigger than you feel me. Like I think if we would have just got RE the movie, you know what I'm saying, RE game, the movie game and shit, you know what I'm saying, with Wesker and Chris and all that, like, wow, that would have probably been cool to see. It wouldn't have that much of, like, for him, he's building this world. That's what I love about Zach. Like, he's into world building, you know. But I do. It's not to say that we're not gonna see that. I just feel like this is the movie. It's just gonna be like his version of how this goes down. You know what I'm saying? And Resident Evil is such a big, like, it doesn't really need, like, it kind of has a wacky story anyway, to where continuity is not. You feel me? Again, that's a whole nother thing. You know, they could do a lot with it. Is what I'm trying to say. And I'm glad they are kind of starting fresh. You know what I'm saying? With the new direction, it was definitely needed. While I was a fan of the movies before, some of them were a lot to be desired. You feel me? When it got to the third and fourth, you know what I mean? The Afterlife one with the one in there was in the desert, that was pretty cool. But the first one was still like reign supreme. I feel like when it came to like video game adaptation, and then it kind of just went, you know, even though it was kind of the first of its kind for what they did, like it was dope. So yeah, it's cool to see like a fresh new take. With this. But yeah, it's not to say if this is the case, this could be a huge possibility, because I take it this is gonna spawn into like different, like a genre, you know what I'm saying, by Zack, you know what I mean, maybe even a trilogy, you know what I'm saying. I won't be foreign for him to do, being that, you know, saying Weapons is getting a sequel / prequel. Yeah, that might be like a passion project for him, you know what I'm saying. I don't know, I have to go into his back. I don't know if he really has any record, like any history with the game, but I take it he's pretty hip, you know what I'm saying, to it. Probably play one or two of the games, but yeah, this is probably like something that he always wanted to do. But yeah, I take it that, like, you know, if not, he has people around him that can like kind of like guide him on where, you know what I'm saying, and then he'll use his vision to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like put what his version would be like a crit, you know what I'm saying. Like I don't think that's out of the question, because I seen a lot of people, like when I was on social media, you know how that go, like you want, when your trailer, like, I saw it on YouTube at first, and then I'm like, I wanted to see everybody else's reaction because it was like blowing up and shit, you know. And everybody's like, where's Leon, where's this, or is this Leon, and like, you feel me, like they just want the game, you know what I'm saying, they off the fumes of Requiem, and I get it, you feel me. But yeah, again, that's not to say, like, who knows, we very much might see them, you know what I'm saying, maybe Chris, maybe Umbrella. While I think they're gonna have a presence, they're gonna be more like a shadowy figure in this movie, you know what I'm saying, like they want to show all their cards like in the beginning of the movie. But yeah, definitely at the end we might see something like that, you know, maybe him getting extracted, or them just nuking the city, you know what I'm saying. We might even see Chris, you know what I'm saying. We don't know how. I mean, would he be BSA? I have to replay Resident Evil 1. Yeah, that's the one that I didn't play, like between 1 and 0, like I'm aware, I know what happens and shit, you feel me, the story, but like the beat for beat gameplay and the lore and shit like that, like I'm a little ignorant to that, you know what I'm saying. 2 through, you know, 9 is where I'm kind of up to speed with it. This is hilarious, me talking over this shit. I just peeped this music. It's so like that's a weird contrast. Now I'm gonna let it rock though. I should have loaded again. I ran out of my PlayStation Plus, so I couldn't like pit up. I would have had like a RE1 B-roll or something. I could have did RE for, man, it's whatever. Fuck it, we gonna let it rock. But yeah, regardless, again, this is all just pie in the sky shit. I wouldn't be surprised, but by the trailer, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting underground bunker facility with this shit, you know what I'm saying, and it kind of made me excited, like holy shit, like, and from what the cuts, it looked like, you know what I'm saying, it looked like you see some shit coming out of a bathtub, like on some Evil Within shit, you know, it looked like he was really like, and I like that, like he's going like the Shinji Mikami route with this, like let's make this shit horror, you feel me, for real, you know what I'm saying. So it looks like he's pulling a lot of inspiration from that too, which is dope. I was getting a lot of Evil Within vibes with this shit. I'm trying to think of how I want to title this video. I don't know, maybe if 10 Cloverfield Lane meets Evil Within, You know, because that's the kind of, you feel me? Just with the, and it was this other monster. I take it that's probably gonna be a tyrant. You know what I'm saying? It was like the monster with all these arms and shit trying to get out the door. Looked like escaped the facility again. Like just kind of like, again, I don't want to say confirming, but I think I have a pretty a big hunch that it is a facility, being that like whatever the fuck that is that got like 18 arms and shit was trying to escape, like, you know, that's an underground facility, like that was being held there. I take it that was probably like a tyrant or whatever the fuck. And then at the end of the trailer you seen him running and the rooftops, you feel me? I was, you know, and then all the blood, it looked like, I don't know, body parts was falling. I was getting that one bitch from Evil Within, that little spider shorty with all the arms and shit, you know, chasing you. I think they even had a monster in the Evil Within 2 that was like just straight up just body parts and shit. I haven't played that. I regret not. I have it via the Game Pass and shit, and I think on PlayStation Plus as well. But maybe I should go back and play it. But yeah, that just to go back to what I say, I could definitely see, you know what I'm saying, Evil Within now that I'm talking about it in real time. So that's dope. That's super dope. Like I'm really digging that. But yeah, what was I saying before? I was talking about, okay, yeah, like the possibility, yeah, like I feel I'm pretty much, we don't know, you feel me, like on where he's gonna take it, but I think that'll be dope. It wouldn't be a Resident Evil movie if we didn't see a Wesker or something, you know what I'm saying, or at least hear his name or whatever. I feel like that's all there. It's just we're gonna be left in the dark with it, so don't worry. For the people that's like, oh my god, like who's this this, like, we gonna get our legacy characters, you know what I'm saying? Like I think he wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like Zack wouldn't do that. You feel me? I don't think he has his head up so far up his ass to where it's like, oh, I'ma just take this all. Like I think this is gonna be made for the fans for real. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this looks promising. Not to, you know, sound like that I'm out here suckling this nigga teeth or whatever, but like, nah, like for real, like I have faith in him. You know what I'm saying? He's good at what he do, you know. And for what he did for his worlds that he created, like it's really like when you see Barbarian, bro, like holy shit, like that was as close to Resident Evil that we'll probably get, you feel me? Next to this. So, and even, you know what I mean, like without getting into spoilers and shit, you know, like Requiem definitely was getting, I was getting that vibes with that too, which was, now I know that was like intentional, you know what I'm saying, with the I keep calling her Lisa Trevor 2.0, but when I looked up the monster, like they call it the girl and shit, you know, so we gonna, you know, the girl monster, without getting into spoilers. But there's a lot of segments in that game where I'm just like, yo, this is just Barbarian, you know what I'm saying? What else? Because I don't want this to drag, you feel me? Being that, you know, for one, we don't really have, outside of this trailer, a really good trailer. We only can go off the visual shit, you know. I didn't see any Umbrella thing. I think I seen one still shot, which was cool. I didn't notice that at first glance when I was looking for thumbnails and shit. The first aid kit, you know, which is fucking ill. So that, I remember making a vid a while back saying like, yo, I hope, like when I was playing Requiem, like I had to stop and play and like do a, you feel me, like a spec. So this kind of like being a continuation of that, I guess you could say. But I went on to say, like, it rose the question, like, I hope this, okay, look, that's cool, like we gonna get, because I've seen a lot of the reason why I made a video, because there was a lot of motherfuckers like not having faith in this shit. Like, dog, like I don't know, man, like you don't have to be the biggest Weapons fan, or, you know, maybe your first movie by him was Weapons, so it kind of let the, you know, like some people brought into that, like the movie was the perfect blend of comedy and horror, you feel me? So Barbarian more so horror, but like it has some funny, you know what I'm saying, elements too. But some people might not, they might get put off by that, you know what I'm saying? So for people, when I heard like that, I was getting I don't want to say pushback, but kind of like skepticism, it kind of made me, and like it inspired me to make a vid. Like, hold on, like I don't know, man, like y'all, let's not opt out of this shit before, you know what I'm saying? Let's at least see a trailer first. And from what I heard, like as soon as they attach his name to it, I'm like, okay, like that's ill. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, going to that saying, like what I wanted to like see, I guess my hopes and wishes was like the nuances. I think that's the right terminology, or like what would be in a movie. That's, I'm a sucker for shit like that. You know, I made another one recently about the Sony adaptation of Bloodborne, the animated film, you know, that Jacksepticeye's attached to. Like it would have been, you know, even though that's a whole nother thing, I have a whole video talking about it, but like yeah, I love shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like where there's like, yeah, make it like it's a movie, but I still want my video game shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was getting that from the trailers. Like with that one scene when he was like running, it looked like it was like a angle straight from like like some tank control shit. The way he was running, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Maybe because he was holding a shotgun and shit, but it felt very video gamey with the cinematography and shit. When you look back at the trailer, when he's like running up to the police car that's flipped upside down. Yeah. But yeah, that first aid kit, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you know, I'm pretty happy about that. Just to wrap up with that whole thing with that video I was talking about, like, oh man, like, I hope there's still like, yeah, he went on wax, like, yeah, this is gonna be my own thing. Like he has freedom of control, but I'm like, dog, like, please, you know what I'm saying? Like I still want, give us the Easter eggs, you feel me? So that I didn't catch, you feel me, my first glance, you know, seeing this shit, because it was so much going on, and I was just, you know, it was like a rapid fire sensory overload of me just watching the trailer and shit. But yeah, they took a still shot of him like holding a first aid kit, which was dope. But yeah, I hope there's more to that, more in that, you know, in this movie that meets the eye. But yeah, just to go back onto the bulletins, yeah, I think it's safe to say, I'm gonna stand on it that this is like gonna be like a Evil Within / House of a Thousand Corpse, you know what I'm saying? Haunted museum, you feel me? Funhouse shit, so where it's just like, you know, they're going through different corridors and it's just new obstacles in each way and shit. You're gonna have your run-of-the-mill zombies and shit, but this is gonna be a more, you know what I'm saying, visceral, gory, you know what I'm saying, yeah, just more claustrophobic, more personal, more visceral, you feel me, approach leading up until, like, you feel me, the outbreak. I take it that this guy, like, is like a precursor to, you know. So yeah, September 18th, I think, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's really all. That was all, the only thing in the bulletin I can really, you know, pull from, really. But yeah, just to reiterate, yeah, this was a super dope trailer, man. Thank God, we need to keep that up, you know what I'm saying? And the world full of leaks and movies just fucking showing everything in their hand, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the few that doesn't do that. Like he's really good at, like, you know, because again, going back to like Barbarian, bro, and shit, weapons as well, it's like, I want to, you know, it just takes a whole, you go into the movie thinking it's gonna be this thing, and then it turns out being like something totally else. And I think that's like, holy shit, in this state of Hollywood and film and shit like that, that's so hard to do, bro, because they just want to just feed you so much shit to get you to watch the movie, and by the time you get there, it's like, bro, like, that's just how my mind is too. Like, I can literally, after watching these trailers, you know what I'm saying, like a IE, for example, like a Marvel movie and shit like that, I can kind of like predict on where the movie's gonna go just off the strength of that, the scenes you showed me, like, oh, now this must be close to the ending or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that, bro. So yeah, shout out, kudos to him, man. He leaves you want less is more, you know. That's the moral of what I'm just trying to say. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Yeah, y'all gotta stay up and stay blessed. And again, feel free to oh shit, my controller's vibrated, what the fuck? I'm gonna put it in my pants. Sorry, now let me stop. That's dope. Oh yeah, that is a feature with the Astro Playroom and Astro Boy or whatever bot. Yeah, I take it Soros. That shit gonna be crazy. I'm gonna wait till like I'm probably gonna wait till around September or August to play that shit. It's just too many games coming out. I'm a frugal gamer, you know, so Game Pass, I've been eating on that for good. I just bought Mouse, hence why I bought Mouse PR for Hire over that game. I know that game came out before, but like, you know, I really wanted to play Mouse PR for Hire before anything. But yeah, I'm just yapping at this point now, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that too, to get my hands on that. I wonder how that game is. I'm kind of like diverted, like strategically avoiding, you know what I'm saying, looking at any type of footage of that game, you know what I'm saying, so I can be in for a surprise. I really, for what I played of Returnal, it was dope. I wouldn't be surprised if Housemarque, speaking of movies, they might turn that shit into a movie or a show. That might be interesting. Some like live, die, repeat shit, you know, Edge of Tomorrow shit. Why the fuck not, you know? If it's done good. Even though there's a need to be. But yeah, yeah, again, I'm just yapping at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it right here. Y'all gotta stay up and stay blessed.